This is the trail this morning. Every rock is wicked slippery and wet and steep. And we have a lot of miles to do today.
Thanks, man.
Hi! Alright, now I'm on the summit of South Twin. That's Garfield, so that's where we camped last night. That's Franconia Ridge in the middle. Stretch, looking out at the presidentials. Woo! Alright, now this is the trail. We're leaving South Twin Mountain. I think the next 4,000 footer is going to be Zealand. That's so beautiful. I'll get a view of you.
Hi. What's poppin'?
Everyone should go follow Stretch on YouTube. Snow. I missed you, Snow.
You alright?
Rocks, rocks, rocks. Rocks, rocks, rocks.
Rocks, rocks, rocks,
Rocks, rocks, rocks. Ah!
Oh,
No, you gotta go that way.
go on then.
This is Mount Gio.
Lead the way in the Hampshire.
All right, we are taking a 0.1 mile side trail to go grab the peak of Zealand Mountain. I want it for all the lists that I'm working on, and I also think it's gonna be a good lunch spot. I am starving. All right, I'm taking my lunch break on Mount Zealand right now, working on a bag of Cheez-Its. But I wanted to talk about this guy earlier today that we met at the Galehead Hut that really irritated me. And I don't know, I'm just gonna vent, so thank you all for listening. But we got there and he was asking questions about like if we were through hiking, and he seemed very judgmental. Like he was like, oh, aren't you cold right now? Like he didn't think I was wearing the right clothing. And then he commented on my 2020 hiker tag. And then he was like, oh, so you started last year. I was like, yeah, I started last year, but I started back at the beginning this year. And he was judging me for that. He's like, you should have just started again at Hot Springs. I'm like, well, that's not what I wanted to do. So like everything that we talked about, he judged me for and had some like negative thought about it. So I kind of started packing up. I'm like, I just want to get out of this conversation. So put my backpack on and I headed back to the trail. And then he stopped. He stopped us. He was like, I thought you guys were hiking north. And we're like, we are. He goes, you're going the wrong way. I was like, oh God, no, we are not. I've been on these mountains so many times. I know the whites like the back of my hand, and I knew for sure that I was going the right way. And he was not nice about it. He was like, no, if you go that way, you're going to end up back on Lafayette. And I was like, no. I pulled out my phone like I was pretending to check the map, but I knew I was going the right way. So what we did to get to the Galehead Hut is we had to take we were on the AT, we had to take a little tiny Blue Blaze trail to get to the hut. And what we were doing was taking that little tiny Blue Blaze back to the trail and then continuing on north. And I pointed at the mountain. I'm like, that's South Twin. That's our next mountain. He goes, nope, no, that's not, that's south. So that really irritated me for a long time after that. And it's just, you should probably let other hikers out here just do their own thing. I don't know, the cliche hike your own hike, because that guy was not letting us hike our own hike. And I even told him, I'm like, he asked me where I was from. I'm like, I'm from here. I live in the area. And yeah, that was really obnoxious. So thank you for listening to my rant.
Hey man. All your food videos are like you eating your cheeses. Easy does it.
Took a little side trail to see the view from Z Cliff. It's amazing. It kind of feels like a storm is coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be on Mount Washington today, but it is completely in the clouds. The weather does not look good over there, so I'm glad we took it slow and waited. I just turned onto the Ethan Pond Trail, and this is like the flattest trail that I've seen so far in New Hampshire. It's a good break from all the steep rocks and boulders and all those types of trails. That's the Z Cliff that we were on earlier. That's cool. All right, it is 16 miles into our 17-mile day in the Whites. It is 7 o'clock right now, so just doing the last mile down to the Ripley Falls Trailhead, which is near Route 302. And there my fiance is going to pick us up, drive us back to my house, and we're going to take a zero tomorrow because up next is the Presidential Range. And I do not want to do that in bad weather. So we are taking a zero to wait out the bad weather. I heard that there's a chance of thunderstorms there tomorrow, and that's just not a good idea. So I'm excited to take a zero at home. I need to resupply. I need to get a couple things. And yeah, it's going to be really nice spending that one last day at home before I do the Presidentials and the Wildcats and then head on to Maine. So that's the plan. I'm really happy I have the Garmin in reach because I had absolutely no service all day and I was able to tell Chet that we were here. So there's the road right at the end of this little pavement. He'll be here in 10 minutes.